Hi, it's Adas,
Hello, it's Audrus.
and it's Lenovo Talks. We are back again, and today we are speaking about the chips.
So last time you was excited about chips and artificial intelligence. Tell us more.
Yes, as we dig to chips topic, it's really important to understand the CPU, the GPU, and the new term, which is the NPU. So let's start with the definitions. A CPU, which stands for Central Processing Unit, it's like a type of the brain of the computer. It's a processor that can do lots of different tasks. It works through instructions, one after the other, so it's really good for the tasks that needs careful thinking and which needs to be followed step by step. A CPU actually does lots of things. It's like managing how computer works, handling different programs at once, and running the software. A GPU, known as Graphics Processing Unit, is a special kind of computer chip that's made of doing lots of different things at once, especially when it comes to the things like creating pictures and videos. It's especially helpful for jobs like making 3D videos, editing pictures, watching videos, or doing complicated jobs with lots of data. GPU has hundreds or thousands of small brains that all works together at once, which makes it really fast and good for certain type of work.
So this is the old stuff we already knew, right? But what's the future of the computing? What are we talking in the near future?
Yes, and NPU actually represents the future by bringing us the new capabilities for artificial intelligence. An NPU, which stands for Neural Processing Unit, is a special computer chip made to speed up tasks related to artificial intelligence and machine learning. It's built to do different types of math operations that are common in AI programs, like recognizing pictures, understanding language, and making other recommendations. NPU has special hardware and instructions designed specifically for AI works. It makes it faster and uses much less energy, which is the most important for these kind of jobs. In summary, CPU is the brain of the computer, which handle lots of different tasks. GPUs are specialized for tasks such as graphics rendering, and the new NPUs are specialized processors optimized for accelerating AI and machine learning tasks.
So you want to say that there's another parameter that we need to keep in mind when we are buying the computers? It was GPU, CPU, now NPU. We need to know more about it.
NPUs are currently designed to take AI-related tasks, such as speech recognition, background blurring in video calls, and photo or video editing processors like object detection. NPUs can be more efficient than CPU plus GPU combination for certain AI workloads, especially those that take longer time, requires more power and battery from device. NPUs actually can reduce some of the load from the GPUs and CPUs by taking small repetitive processes so that a computer can work efficiently when fulfilling AI requests. For example, NPUs can keep a computer, GPU, and CPU running effectively by taking care of blurring backgrounds in video calls, or for object detection in video or photo editing, thus leaving the CPU and GPU to handle other tasks.
Sounds a lot of work, but in general, there is some kind of way to measure that performance?
So it's measured in TOPS, which stands for trillions of operations per second. It tells about performance of neural processing units, and other hardware accelerators designed for artificial intelligence and machine learning. TOPS represents number of mathematical operations a processor can perform in 1 second, typically expressed in trillions of operations. Higher TOPS value indicates greater computing power and faster performance, which are desirable characteristics for accelerating AI workloads.
All right, but let's get back to Earth. Can you share some examples what NPU is going to do in the Lenovo devices?
Yes, actually artificial intelligence as a topic is quite a complicated area. And for many people, understanding about AI actually came after ChatGPT was released. But here are the things that NPUs will be doing in this year's computers. Team calls that we have daily. So currently cameras framing, background blur, or voice recognition is being done by the combination of CPU and GPU. So they do the job, but they require lots of energy and battery power. NPUs are going to change that. NPUs will perform same tasks, but with much less of energy. At the same time, it will help batteries to last much longer. A dedicated NPU will also enhance Microsoft Copilot capabilities to perform more advanced tasks, such as generating content, providing suggestions, and understanding users' intent. Microsoft actually is working on huge Windows update, which will enable much different and better NPU capabilities. Other standard computer processors that benefit from NPU are actually natural language recognition as well as picture and video processing.
Okay, so as I hear NPU, what is going to do for my daily work, so save battery.
Yes, but it will also improve the performance, and actually for the user, everything will run much smoother.
So it was very interesting theoretical introduction, others, but now looking at the practice side, and I will touch a topic about the processors and actual processors, what we are going to have now. So first is Intel, and this year we are transitioning to the 14th generation, so-called Raptor Lake processors, which I think the most significant change, what everybody will notice, is going to be the naming. So Intel is moving away from i5, i7 naming, and now they are going to be called Core 5, Core Ultra 5, Core 7, or Core Ultra 7. So at least for the beginning, the namings might look really strange.
I actually wonder how much time for the people it will take to forget i5 naming and start naming Intel processors as Ultra 5.
Yes, I believe it will take time. You know, it took time for us to forget the Statel and move to Circle Case, so it might be the same. But there is also in the naming different things that usually we could recognize the generation of the processor in the naming. Now it's not the case anymore. As you will see in the picture, there is numbers from which you cannot recognize which generation processors are. Okay, but looking at the technical side, the Raptor Lake architecture is coming from the last year, 13th generation chips. Intel is saying that it's refreshed technology to squeeze out more performance, resulting higher clock speed and some additional costs. So that means if we look at the benchmarks, there is no such a big improvement in the performance. But it has now an NPU, which will add 10-20 TOPS, like an entry level, but still a significant improvement for the works related with artificial intelligence.
All right, and what's at AMD side?
Now, looking at AMD, they are introducing 8000 series processors having a nickname Hawkpoint. These new chips will use the same Zen 4 CPU architecture as previous Phoenix 7000 series. The core counts and frequency remain mostly the same, but AMD says the new Ryzen 8000 processors can deliver up to 1.4 times increased performance on artificial intelligence tasks compared to their Phoenix processor. So again, not big improvement on the performance, but again, improvements in the NPU and artificial intelligence area. Actually, both AMD and Intel is showing in their roadmaps already next generation processors, so-called Lunar Lake and Strix Point, and both are promising the next level artificial intelligence accelerations, which will be 3-4 times better, reaching more than 40 TOPS already.
I would say let's not forget the last player, which is the Qualcomm. So what's new there?
Yes, and there's another player coming up in this crowded party. The Qualcomm with its Snapdragon processors mostly is known from mobile phones. We have seen already first generation of first processors already in the notebooks, but due to its different architecture, ARM architecture, which needs some specific software development or adaptation, we have not seen very success of those products with Qualcomm processors. Even though the tests were showing quite impressive performance in the battery lifetime, and they were the first one coming up with NPU in the processor, still there is long way for this processor to penetrate the markets. Now they are also introducing a new processor which will be aligned to those big giants. The new processor will also be capable of reaching more than 40 TOPS. Looking at our portfolio, we will also give a little bit more trust in this processor, so we're giving a little bit more popular model with this processor. Previously X13 maybe was not the best, but still I believe that it will take quite a long time for brand awareness and acknowledgement of this processor to the market.
So looking at the current transition, it's more like it's very interesting, then it's like totally clear on the performance level. Of course, it's all about artificial intelligence, I would say. So, my question would be, is it worth to change the laptop then this year?
Usually B2B computer users are not the ones that are running to the shop as soon as the new product is published. Usually the PCs, the notebooks, desktops even are changed between 4, 5 or even 6 years time frame. So if we look at 5-year-old processors, as the picture is showing, we are comparing like X1, which was 7th gen that was using that processor. We now have X1 12th generation coming. So you see that the performance wise, you will see 3 times better performance. So I think that everybody needs a working computer now, and they will definitely see a difference. If talking about artificial intelligence, so yes, it's coming, but it's very early stages. And I think that it will take time for the companies to adopt for usage of that. And with this new laptops that is coming in the beginning of this year, you will have the basics covered. So you will have already processors with NPU and at least some of the TOPS already included. So in generally, we need working Excels and PowerPoints now. And to wait another year, I think it doesn't make sense for those new, really impressive processors at the moment.
All right, so this was an interesting topic for the chips. We focused basically on artificial intelligence changes, which is the key, I would say, for the year. So stay tuned for the next series.